I'm after that bad life. Come here, 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 come here. I walk a bit down like, come here, come here, come here, come here, come here, come here, come here. I'm stroking your girl like, come here, come here, come here, come. I'm telling you about like, come here, 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 come here. She said it is hard to say I love you. Don't stop playing cause you never did. Although I showed you a life of luxury, give you my heart, I just never did. They say it's a problem when you getting money. I got a problem with being broke. Shawty say, Uno, acting funny. Get you a mirror, you see the joke. I'm like, we're rocking this first term. I get my culture real hope. This ain't vanilla, this chocolate, baby. No remix, this pure dope. Call me a past on first Sunday. Watch how I step on these niggas' toes. Most of these niggas is crash dummies. No work ethic, got no code. Got no more, got no goals. But ready to die by the free code. Shit, I'm earning my wins, going hard in the paint. Don't give me no free throws. 2 double shots at the Quavo. Rims offset when I pull up. Hit the vet gas when I take off. Slap high five with my amigos. I'm into that bad life. Come here, come here, come here, come here, come here, come here, come here. I walk a bit down like, come here, come here, come here, come here, come here, come here, come here. I'm stroking your girl like, come here, come here, come here, come. I'm telling you about like, come here, come here, come here. That's my shit. Come here, come here, pull on the one. Come here, come here, let go. Pay me in paper, blast, took a man to the bag. I'm stretching it out like it's glad. The hood graded when it's 3rd and 10. You know I get after that sack. If you locked in, we don't count no favors. Don't worry about paying it back. We treat the main thing like a backwood. You know she gon' get fast. If he beef, we like the pressure cooker, then get that shit done fast. I'm a syringe full up with penicillin. I go off in your ass. Boy, I ain't one of your mama little children. You better respect me like your dad. If you don't, I got a present for your white sheet and a toe tag. But little daddy, I don't want no pressure. I just want the cheddar. She gets sour when I leave. I call her my little umbrella. Take the 300 when it's time to slide. My bitch bring the Beretta. Chop a con when I step. Can nobody do it better? I told y'all boys I'm after that bag like, come here. I walk your ass down like, come here, little nigga. I get in your girl like, come here, come here. I'm taking what's mine like, come here. Uno the one. Mob, purple rain. I'm after that bag like, come here, 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 come here. I walk a bit down like.
Somebody point me to the camera. Somebody point me to the camera. Point me to the camera. I got these folk money on them checks. I got these folk money on the checks. Point me to the camera. Oh, it's this way. It's this way. Okay. Good. Okay. Good morning. Point me to the camera. Point me. Oh, there you go. There you go. Good morning. I am Officer Hansy from. I got to see the camera. There you go. I'm Officer Hansy from the Human Resources Department of the what is it called? DaOnes Detective Agency. And I got lost in Memphis. I had made a wrong turn. They got me out here by myself. I got your money on in your checks. Clock in today and I got your money. Any other problems that you may have, just reach out to Lead Officer Dallas. Uno the one is what y'all call him. And he can get your money on in your checks. He's here. Thank you for what you do. We appreciate you. Bernice, take me to the chicken hut. I'm hungry. Good morning. My name is Sylvester DeMonte Jenkins. Sylvester DeMonte Jenkins. And I am from the HR department of DaOnes Detective Agency. It has been brought to my attention that Uno the One has not been forthcoming with you all. He brought Officer Hansy in to discuss your manyan and checks. It was brought to my attention that you have not received it. Pardon me. Received your manyan and checks. For anyone that has an issue with Uno, the lead detective here, leave me a message in my inbox. S. DeMonte Jenkins. We will have a fair and honest practice as long as I'm in charge of HR. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for being great detectives. And make sure you're sharp when you come to work. Thank you. Good day.
Welcome to work, detectives. It's time to start another day. Warm up with your friends and get yourself together for the case.
Nah, I'm not laughing with y'all. Y'all done got HR in here and got me in damn trouble and stuff, man. Like, for real, bro. Like, I don't even want to do it today, bro. Y'all got Sylvester DeMonte in here, bro. Like, I be doing all I can to make sure y'all are taken care of, and then y'all gonna call HR on me. Nah, bro, it ain't no love, man. Come on, then. Welcome to work. Welcome to the detective agency. I'm Uno, the one Jenny hard-headed son, your lead detective. I probably won't be the lead detective much longer since y'all got DeMonte in here. Yeah, man. Y'all, boy, I thought y'all was my people, man. Y'all ain't even come walk with me last night on Uno Does the Internet. But y'all gonna call HR on me. I don't cut y'all checks. You know what I'm saying? Officer Hansy had y'all money. Welcome to the show, though. It's Friday. It's the weekend. We made it to the weekend. And I'm not finna let y'all kill my joy. Okay? I'm not finna let y'all do that to me because I've been working hard in this agency. Y'all had a good time last night. I had a good time last night. It was fun, man. But y'all know what tonight is? It is time for band camp. It is time to welcome us to band camp, 6 p.m. Central Time. I hope you in the place to be with our girl Modest Moments. We're gonna be turned up. We're gonna be having a good time. I'm gonna be in there listening and goddamn typing. Hope you do the same. Make sure you stop by that boy Young Tay White, the youngest CEO I know. New videos dropping today. We on our 200th video, so it's going to be a celebration. Y'all make sure y'all spin by. Make sure y'all come kick it with us. Make sure y'all show some love. I ain't see them comments yet. Everybody supposed to go pick your 6 videos you want to put a thumbs down or a heart on that you like. I'm waiting for y'all. I'm waiting. Y'all, you know we at the water cooler, so I just be wanting to talk to y'all a little bit, man. This weekend, I want y'all to rest. Get some rest. Catch up on your rest. Drink some water. Watch your favorite shows. But this weekend, keep your feet up. Every weekend, you don't need to be outside. Every weekend, you don't need to be on the scene. Every weekend, you don't need to be traveling. Every weekend, you need to let your body chill. This right here, this weekend is all about self-love and rest, because sometimes we need saving from ourselves. Yeah, I said that right. Sometimes we need saving from ourselves. We'll keep going because our minds say, I got to get this done. I got to get this done. But in the meantime, your body is falling apart. Your legs hurting, your feet hurting, your back hurting, your lips dry because you ain't getting enough water, your eyes baggy because you ain't getting enough sleep. You only get one fucking life with one fucking body. Take care of it. What reward do you get for running yourself in the ground? Tell me, what reward do you get for beating your body up? You go get all the money, right? You go chase the money. You're going to be paying the doctor bills when they send your ass to the hospital because you ain't rest properly. Black people, especially black women, y'all don't know how to sit y'all country ass down. Sit down this weekend. Yeah, nah, I ain't even laughing. I'm dead serious. Sit y'all ass down. Because all week I done heard about some people in this group that I love. They weren't feeling well. They were hurting. They had done drugged themselves. Now I got to go to work and work 12 more hours. And I'm going to get off and go do this. And then I got to go do this for the family. And then I got to. I'm tired of that. Who doing that for you? When you in that goddamn house cooking your food by yourself and your legs and shit hurting and you got to take care of them kids, who calling you? Who? Who? Tell me. Exactly. Take care of yourself this weekend, man. That's all I wanted to tell y'all. I'm dead serious. Take care of yourself this weekend. Sit your ass in the house. Get out that heat. Get you some ice water. Find your favorite show you want to binge watch on and you haven't caught up on. I ain't say do no damn house cleaning because y'all smell like that ain't relaxing. That ain't taking the load off. Sit y'all ass down. Y'all want to tell HR on me, so I'm serious on y'all ass today. Okay? Glad we had that little conversation. Hey, y'all know what it is. Make sure y'all spin by the highwaycollection.com so you can get all your drip needs secured. Put in that discount code UNO and you will receive a discount on your purchase. I ain't gonna tell you how much it is. You got to go over there and shop. Y'all ain't been over there to shop yet? You're wrong. If you ain't buy a shirt yet, you're wrong. If you ain't buy a pair of shorts yet, you're wrong. If you ain't buy no dress yet, you're wrong. If you ain't buy no socks yet, you're wrong. If you ain't buy your baby a baby tee, you're wrong. Go over there and spend that money on with my boy Young Tizay. Yeah, the youngest CEO I know. I'm real shit. I be proud of my nephew, man. I be proud of my nephew like a motherfucker, bro. Because he could be doing a lot of other things. He could be doing a lot of other things that other people doing. He can be out there in the streets. He can be out there goddamn beating on women. He can be out there just making babies left and right, but he's not. He's not. He's being a man. He's trying to do something different. He's trying to uh, change the trajectory of the family. He's trying to be a generational curse breaker, so he's starting businesses. That's why I support him so hard. So I want y'all to do the same. If y'all see a young black man that's trying to do better, the only way to keep him on the right track is to support it. That's real. We can't just let these boys, oh, they doing good. Even in the hood, you see a young boy down there, he ain't selling no dope, he washing cars. Take your goddamn car over there and get it washed. He probably charging $20. Go on and get your joint washed. Stop playing. Straight up. Ooh, Uno on one this morning. He is on one this morning. When we come back, y'all know what it is, man. We got to get into this roll call. We got part 2 of the YC's Gone Wild. We got the Boy Scout Gamers part 2. What was that group called? The Sons of Destruction, the Disciples of Destruction, or something like that. We got them wild YC's. They're back in the building, y'all. Hey, let's go ahead and get into this roll call because I'm ready, man.
Roll call. Hurry up, detectives. It's time to work.
Hey, my girl Sharon back in the game. Detective Sharon is back in the game. She said she off desk duty. Got that equipment working right. Yes, sir, Risky. I'm glad you're here, Bookie. Yeah. Hey, my girl Modest Moments in the building. It is time for band camp. It is conductor of band camp. Make sure you follow Modest Moments. We ain't see her last night at the Uno Does the Internet, but we ain't gonna hold that against her. We gonna say she's at Bible study. Hey, what's good, beautiful people? Clock in. Make sure y'all clock in. Y'all ain't clocked in. Y'all got HR all in the building, so y'all make sure y'all do stuff properly. If it's 15 people in here, it should be 15 likes. Everybody should be clocked in. Make sure you clocked in. If you on Facebook, man, love y'all. Let me see. IG. Let me go ahead and hit live. I forgot to hit live on IG. I always be forgetting to hit live on IG. It's my boo in the building, Booby in the building. Good morning, good morning, good morning, boo. She said, good morning, good people. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend. Hey, good morning, Buff. Good morning, boo. Hey, ladies. No desk duty for me. Everybody on time. Everybody on time. Muffin. Sharon Muffin said she got your shirt, girl. Where my shirt at? I need one detective agency shirt. You feel me? Hey, man, here we go with the man with the wrong damn checks again. Nah, see? Hansy, that was Hansy, and then I had to come and show y'all what Sylvester DeMonte said, man. Yeah, yeah. No, Officer Hansy, man, he was y'all be doing too much, man. Wait, that man can't even see real good. Officer Hansy, he ain't know what he was saying. Yeah, you can't hit on blind people, man. He ain't gonna what the hell said he retire? You listen, bro. We gone. He won't see it, but your ain't going to jail. Yeah, I'm pressing charges. I am pressing charges on y'all. Y'all hit Hansy. He is a crippled man. What?
Y'all, so y'all didn't believe Sylvester Demonte? He is serious about his, yeah. What? Nah, that boy was clean. That boy had on the tuxedo. What? That man was clean as hell. He told y'all to be dressed sharp too. I was with the kid Uno. He done messed around and got admitted to the hospital. Oh dang. What happened? You gotta tell me later, man. You always forget to hit IG in the morning. I be on another. My 30th class reunion starts tonight. GA class tonight. Get that shit off of here. Go have a good time though. Go have you a good time. Feel better soon, Modesty. I'm praying for you and your son. Me too. Cause you're absolutely right, Uno. I got in bed 3 minutes to 5 this morning. I'm just getting ready for work. Supposed to be here at 6. See? Nah, man. I'm gonna sit down a little bit at the trail. Girl, you finna be twirling and twirling around here. You ain't finna sit down. Let me put on my lip gloss so I can concentrate. Chat lips make me unconcentrate. Hey, listen, my lip be dry too. I had to drink me some water. Hey, I have a migraine and sidebar. My son is in the hospital. Send a prayer for the kid for sure. What he do? Who? Which one? The oldest or the youngest? What happened? You gotta let me know. The sugar-free water. Hey, get you a little sugar-free water, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what I be drinking. Y'all, let's go ahead and get into the story. Let's get into the show. Part 2 of Boy Scouts and Gamers. Right here on the Ones Detective Agency. Let's get to it, man.
Rush here this morning. Police are looking for a
The
suspect.
only detective agency capable of handling these grotesque and obscene cases. Look no further than the Ones Detective Agency, where evidence does not matter. We lock you up and figure it out later.
Hey, what's up?
The Ones Detective Agency, with your captain, Uno the One.
Good morning. My name is Sylvester DeMonte Jenkins. Sylvester DeMonte Jenkins. And I am from the HR department of the Ones Detective Agency. It has been brought to my attention that Uno the One has not been forthcoming with you all. He brought Officer Hansy in to discuss your Munyan and checks. It was brought to my attention that you have not received it. Pardon me. Received your Munyan and checks. For anyone that has an issue with Uno the One, the lead detective here, leave me a message in my inbox. S. DeMonte Jenkins. We will have a fair and honest practice as long as I'm in charge of HR. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for being great detectives. And make sure you're sharp when you come to work. Thank you. Good day.
On the other hand, individuals who are being deceptive may use these sorts of statements to bolster their image and persuade detectives to believe them.
If the girl's in the hospital, obviously she probably got injured or something.
Well, Chris, it's funny you should mention that, because I want to let you know she is going to survive, fortunately.
That's good.
Yeah, that is real good, because it's real good because she deserves to be alive, and so does
so does the lady, I'm sure.
You know? But you know what else is good? It's good because she could ID the two people that
That'd be
were
good.
in the house.
That'd be awesome. I hope you guys can do that.
Yeah.
Christopher's voice is slightly shakier, and he overall sounds less sure of himself here as the detectives attempt to break his confidence. And although Christopher states his relief that Jamie is expected to survive, he's likely panicking at the thought that she may be able to identify him.
Let's say it was a robbery gone wrong. Mom ends up dead. The little girl ends up seriously.
We back on the case, part 2 of the Boy Scouts and Gamers. What we caught up on right now, where we at is the suspects, the disciples of destruction, the leader, Chris Gribble, right here. He has been told that the victims, one of the victims that he thought they killed, and nobody said he killed him yet, but come on, man. We know he got to be Chris. We know his face ain't covered up and everything. He's realizing that it's somebody that can identify him. Before the girl came to, they had no clue on who committed this crime. They, meaning the police. They had no clue as to who was responsible for committing this crime. So what we picking up at is from yesterday, when Chris was told that La Mama, I forgot her name. Y'all tell me her name. Tell me Miss Lady's name. She wasn't gonna die. She's in stable condition. So this where we at now. Let's get back to it. Hey, hold on. Modesty, ain't no way in your community they don't have anti-venom for spider bites. That's common in the community. That's common in that area. That's piss poor. That's piss poor. I can go to McIntosh right now. I can go to Darren right now and get me some anti-venom for a brown recluse. I can go to the urgent care right here in Powder Springs, Georgia, because they know brown recluse spiders are prevalent in this area. They're prevalent in the South, especially in Louisiana when it's goddamn muggy and humid. That's the climate that they survive in. That is a shame. When your hospital don't have the proper equipment to take care of you, that might be telling you it's time to get the hell on. Straight up. In my community, it's great hospitals around. That's one thing that we pick the city, and you got to have great hospitals and great schools for me to go live there. And if you don't have the basic necessities as a brown recluse bite, anti-ventum, to save my child or to stop my child's pain or stop the ventum from spreading, and because brown recluse bites, they destroy the tissue and the muscle around it. So they bite you first, and then it start to eat up the skin, and it'll spread, and then it'll eat all the way through your shit. You can't tell me them folk ain't got no damn anti-venom for that. That's piss po. That is piss po. And we gonna pray for Rob, man. We gonna make sure breast straight, man. Hey, if you cool with God, if you ain't got no good relationship with God, don't pray for Rob, because y'all gonna send him the other way. Don't pray for him. You gotta have a good relationship to pray for him.
They're pretty nasty people.
What do you think should happen to those people?
Well, they should probably get sent to jail for the rest of their lives, or prison. I honestly don't know what's the difference between jail and prison.
Although Christopher's response sounds okay at first glance, it's a red flag that he qualified his answer with the word probably. Most truthful individuals would provide a firm response in a situation like this. If the officers had doubt about his involvement before.
In North Carolina, at Camp Lejeune, at the Naval Hospital, when we used to be in the field and we get them spider bites or a snake bite, or we come across some poison ivy, poison oak, man, they had a specialized facility. You go into that hospital and they got you right. Because I done took plenty Marines over there that got bit by them brown recluse jumps. Because North Carolina, boy, we used to sleep in the woods. You getting bit. You getting bit up. You getting bit up by all kind of insects and stuff. But no folk used to go. They used to take them to the neighborhood hospital, Camp Lejeune, and no folk had a whole specialized department for that junk, man. Maybe the military do stuff different because they know where we training and stuff. Um, I don't know, man. That's crazy that they don't have any treatment for little bro, man. What, they just gonna fight through the symptoms? They don't have nothing to stop the spread. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy to me. I don't know. He can't even move his right side. I'm pretty sure he can't. I'm pretty sure he can't. I'm pretty sure he's in a lot of pain too. It should. Right. They're pumping him with antibiotics as we speak. That's why they kept him yesterday. But it's scary how it spread. Yeah, that jump move fast. Knock on wood, that ain't never happened to me. You don't want it to happen either. Trust me, I seen brown recluse spider bites on these Marines that I used to take care of. One got bit on the thigh and it ate a chunk of his junk out. All the where the bite was, all of that junk was dead. He had to do like a little like what is it called? And they pack it. They had to scrape the junk out and pack that mud with some sterilized gauze that got some medicine on it and pack that mud. You got to change that mud every 8 to 12 hours. You got to be on them antibiotics for at least 30 days. I'm talking about strong antibiotics. Then they give you some medicine for the pain. Then they got to give you some medicine to stop the deterioration of the muscles and all that, bro. Like, yeah, they got to do you. They got to do you dirty, bro. They got to do you. They got to do you. It's almost like when we doing them cysts when they got them lancet, get all the infection out and then pack it and then seal it up. It's almost like that, man. That's sorry, bro. Got to go through that because that's a painful situation.
Then they
Straight
definitely
up.
don't any longer.
The thing that seems to have led you to me is the car.
And why do you think that is?
I don't know. Maybe
I'm finna get on these Blazy Susan.
Just seen in the area, and so you're checking out that lead. It's quite possible I was in the area. I could have been driving down that road right when it happened, which kind of scares me. Because what if they'd come out of the house and needed a getaway car and killed me for my car?
But they ain't killing you for that regular car, boy.
I probably won't drive around there too much anymore.
This
Somebody ain't
statement
trying to kill you
indicates that
for
not
no
only does he
regular
know
car.
the exact area the police are referring to, but he won't go there again. This may have been a slip-up on his part, as Christopher was likely trying to convince the detectives that not only was he not involved in the crime, but he could have even potentially been the killer's next victim. However, in doing so, he seemingly confirmed that he had been in that.
Yeah, that white cherry stout, it was great. Had me high as a cake. When I got off that shit, you can see on the show. I was like, wait a second. Wait a minute. I can't even see straight right now.
that area. In addition, asking the suspect
It
to
was great,
elaborate
bro.
on their knowledge of the evidence is a common way to get them
You
talking,
know,
and a
on this
possible
one, we
opening for
gotta
them to make
roll up that YC
mistakes.
pack.
Let's say you were
No, I'm
on
finna
that
get on that
road that
banana
night.
bean yays this
Assuming
morning.
I
I'm
was,
finna get on
that
banana
scares
bean
me
yays.
jealous.
It
Oh, I
should.
might get on these. This one I'm finna get on.
Not only does it make me
Kosher
a
kush.
suspect, obviously, since you're
Finna
questioning
get on
me,
that kosher grown with no
but
chemicals.
that really scares me that somebody who was willing to
I'm finna
attack,
get on that
even if they
kosher
were
baby
just
this morning.
trying to get out of the house, a woman and a little girl, of course they're going to attack me for my car. Like, I've never had my car jacked, but I've been scared of it sometimes.
But nobody trying
Apparently,
to jack
while
your
driving
car, fool.
around on Saturday night, Christopher and Stephen traveled all the way to Mount Vernon. Christopher states that they
Not
eventually
Mount
parked in a
Vernon.
driveway down one of the back roads for a bathroom break, but he doesn't clearly remember where they were. Unsurprisingly, the detectives find this to be more than suspicious, but rather than confront Christopher just yet, they switch gears to a new topic: the gang. Stephen had recently formed
Not the
the
gang.
Disciples of Destruction, looking to achieve a sense of brotherhood along with financial prosperity. He recruited none other than Christopher, Billy, and Quinn, where the essential values of the group consisted of loyalty and violence.
Remember yesterday, Quinn was removed, and we only had Chris, Steve, and Billy, and then they had what, Autumn or some shit like that. She popped up in the mix. So I'm trying to see, do they represent the deuce, the four, the big, the 8, the 9? This from the gang. Do my thing. But these are some white boys that's trying to be tough. I'd have beat the fuck out of every one of them. Let me get my little crew, and there ain't no gang. When I was 19, my little goddamn gonna stump us with a boy. We would have beat the hell out of Chris, Steven, Billy, Quinn. We'd have beat the hell out of NSYNC. NSYNC would have been beat the hell up.
With the only way in being the commission of crime.
Straight up. Hey, y'all remember Billy, white Billy Hope? We used to call him Billy, a white boy. He used to be in the hood. Billy would have beat these folk down. For real. Hey, my homeboy AJ Riggs, that was the coolest white boy. Him, AJ Riggs, and Mitch. I forgot Mitch's last name. Them the YCs, them the real YCs. They would have done something to these folk, bro.
The recruit would invade a house and dispose of anyone who may be inside. Seeing as Christopher was having trouble at home, he wanted more than anything to be part of something where he could.
Hey, Modesty said Crips looking like skins. Oh God. Yes, sir. Yeah, you see Lil Justin, I would have beat that. I would have made that boy say bye. Bitch. Yeah, you would have. That's a good name for them NSYNC. Yeah, for real. Mitch Rowe. Yeah, but listen, I gained respect when Mitch, you know, my cousin Red, Red ain't fucking play. He did not play around, especially when it came to Lil Didi. Them folks used to jump on me. They'll jump. Like, I ain't never, in the hood, I ain't never lose no one-on-one fight. And I've probably been in about 12 one-on-ones, right? But I also got my ass whipped about 10 times because I done been jumped about 10 times. So I done took some lumps. I done took some L's in the Wick Town. You know what I'm saying? But when Red came, we found out Lil Didi done got jumped on. Mitch wasn't even a part of when them folk jumped on me out there in Fairway Oaks. He wasn't even a part. But Red ain't want to hear that, boy. He went to spanking everything, boy. Sorry, bro. Sometimes I love Mitch. Mitch was cool after that, bro. Mitch was, what's up? Where Mitch at? Anybody know where Mitch at, man? Tell that boy, man, I said, what's up, man? I hope he good.
Could freely express himself. Christopher had been accusing his mother of emotional and physical abuse for quite some time, claiming that she would allegedly pin him to the floor and pop acne on his back, spank him, and require him to carry a vacuum around the house. The accusations were never confirmed, but his mother did recall.
AJ was a minister society in Magnolia Park. Straight up. That's why me and him got to fighting. AJ was bad, and I was bad too, so we were trying to figure out who was the bad. Me and bro got to fighting. I fought AJ, and you know he was best friends with Jason Boggs at the time. I fought Jason Boggs, and them niggas became my friends. Like, them niggas can fight. I said, oh shit, we cool. We stay in the same hood. Yeah, AJ was bad as hell, boy.
All a time where she had spanked the child so hard with a wooden spoon that the utensil broke. She would later admit that she regretted losing her control.
The spoon was weak. Stop acting as if that woman was whipping your country ass to death. You was bad as hell. You out here starting. You remember Jason Boggs? Leah Boggs. His brother named Devon Davin went to jail. You know Boggs. You know Jason Boggs. Yeah. Little Leah played on the basketball team.
But has since denied any of the other allegations, and there is no evidence of them being true. Nonetheless, during his early teenage years, Christopher began to have dark and twisted fantasies about his mother and wished that one day he would carry them out. Confessing his evil thoughts to a counselor at cadet camp, he supposedly stated his thoughts of wanting to cut his mother into pieces and listen to her scream like I screamed. The counselor, horrified at what they'd heard, immediately notified Christopher's parents. They were absolutely shocked at the confession and didn't wait long to bring Christopher.
That's why you were so thick then, Muffin. You had that fat old booty back then. Ooh, you were 3 years older than me. Look at me. I always like me an older woman.
In for a psychological evaluation. The psychiatrist concluded that he'd been displaying.
First young girl I ever messed with in my whole life, I married her. And she only 11 months younger than me. My wife, yeah, for sure.
Playing traits of antisocial personality disorder, but was too young to be formally diagnosed. Despite the blood-curdling fantasies, the teenager was not considered a threat to society. Or at least, that's what was decided at the time. If these dark and twisted fantasies were expressed as just Christopher's angry thoughts towards his allegedly abusive mother, it would be difficult to have him committed to a psychiatric facility. In addition, inpatient psychiatric hospitalizations are typically limited to days or weeks at most. It's rare for patients to be committed for months at a time unless they have a very severe mental illness. So, although Christopher displayed all the signs of
Remember your
likely being
brother?
a hazard to society,
So crazy. It was so crazy. But Boggs was a sworn enemy. After me and him got into it, we fought at Drain Macon. Them niggas jumped me coming home from school. Him, Lavelle Teague, all the college part niggas jumped me. Tony Atkinson, all them niggas, they jumped on me because I had beat up Jason. I had fought AJ the day before. Me and Jason got to hit, and I won that fight. They ain't like it. And it was all about fucking Portia Kennedy. I wasn't even dating Portia Kennedy. I was kicking them Maria Willis at this time. You feel me? So they mad at me. They were best friends. Them folk came and jumped on my ass. I'm talking about they whipped my ass on Alabama right there by that track. Whipped me, had me running, made me run through the ditch and go to the crib. But that next day when Derek Dallas and Armin Stokes and Mario Dallas and Juan Robinson and the whole Southside. See, that's what them niggas didn't know. They didn't know I was a real Southside nigga. I'm a real hood baby. You know what I'm saying? My mama just met a nigga that had a little hustle, and we moved to Magnolia Park and paid that $500 a month for rent. We were paying $80 in Hocking Home. You feel me? So, listen. Them folk used to terrorize. And AJ Daddy was so fucking mean. That man was mean as shit, boy. Godly, that man was mean. Boy, he'll jump on your ass too.
it's difficult for his parents, his counselor, or his psychiatrist to do anything to stop him from someday.
Hey, Renata Gardner. One day them niggas finna jump on me. She was like, nah, y'all ain't finna jump on him. Y'all ain't finna jump on him. I was like, well, I want to fight. I knew my cousin was gonna come. Shit, I was about 15 years old. I was like, Juice was like, hell nah. And y'all know Juice a fighting nigga. No, but we gonna get you, dang. Yeah, that's why me and Juice, we super cool. Yes, I did. Yeah, the Pretty Crew. Pretty Crew. I was the Pretty Crew slayer.
Acting on those thoughts. Sadly, in many cases, it's only when the person acts that measures are taken.
That's what they didn't know. They didn't know I'm born on Cleveland Street. But I came up on Stonewall, bitch. I stayed in Hocking Homes the majority of my life. Abbott Andrew Terrace, the mid. But I was a South Side nigga. I'm South Side through and through. I just got had a little money, and he was working them 3 jobs. He was at the Board of Education. He was working at Denny's, and he was working at what's the people that come clean the school? Service master, the yellow vans that they drove around. He was in charge of cleaning up all the motherfucking schools. You know what I'm saying? So bro was getting paper. He was doing his thing. But when Coach Willis found out I was writing goddamn Maria Willis some love letters, that shit came to a screeching halt. He told me, I bet not see you do. You better focus on this football. And then he made me quit the goddamn band.
Taken to prevent them from harming others again. Angry and frustrated, it seems to be of excellent timing when he and Steven had reconnected in 2009.
What would you do?
Oh, them niggas, yes.
If Steve put you in a position, a pretty hairy predicament.
And they tried to jump on me because I was a pretty nigga from the South Side. You know what I'm saying? I was broken here, but I used to tuck my shirt in. I used to iron my clothes. Used to have creases in it. I used to go steal some Ivory Crew. I was fresh. I wear JJ shit sometimes. They'll wear my shit. EP. We was a crew for real. We was brothers.
Would you stop them, or would you follow them?
I would stop them.
And deal with the consequences later.
I love that. Yeah, go Will. Man, I was the man in band, bro. I fit in with the rest of the weirdos. That's where I supposed to be. For real, man. I made a bunch of my friends on the band, bro.
I would definitely stop him. Because I don't put up with stuff.
The band was where I started talking to white people at.
To a certain degree. If he's gonna smoke cigarettes and he's almost 18, I don't care.
We're not talking smoking cigarettes.
So yeah.
We're not talking drinking beer if you're underage.
No, I'm just using
I'm talking serious stuff.
I don't think you really get the big picture.
You get it.
You are here for a reason.
He finessing y'all.
You want to know what the other guys are talking about? They're not talking about cigarettes. So you better start thinking really hard and pull your head out of your behind and start telling us what happened on Saturday night.
Put me in jail because I would have been mocked.
It's not looking very good for you. People are talking about something different.
Oh no, he didn't just bring his country. He ain't bring his country ass in here talking about no telling commission on him. I seen you out there walking. I seen you on your walk pad trying to walk and get healthy. You don't do no healthy shit before you come to this job. I got HR on you. I got HR on you. Ooh.
Different than what you are telling us. This was Saturday night. This wasn't 3 months ago Saturday night. This was Saturday night. It is Monday right now. There should be no question in your...
Hey, Muff, do you remember in 98 when Beach came and they brought they pulled the hearse on the field, and they was like, we had a loss in the band, and they pulled the casket out of the back of the hearse, and then when they opened that casket up, they flipped that mug up, and that band made the drum major got out, and that mug threw that. We was beating their ass 50-0 in the football game, but when they got, I knew they were finna do us the wrong way. When Coach Will was like, everybody outside the field house, he made us sit at the field house and watch them. He said, you see how they doing our band? You better go put up 50 more points. Them folk can't come back out on the field. They're more like, hey, we good. We want y'all ass on the band. Y'all beat us on the field. We out of here. Yes.
Mind what you did. You just told us you don't use drugs. You don't drink.
No.
You have no reason to have this memory loss.
Beach is the reason that I wanted to be a drum major, bro. But we didn't have those type of drum majors in Brunswick.
I just don't put anything into long-term memory unless...
I would have been a hard-ass drum major. Y'all know that, too. I would have went crazy.
Think long and hard.
Because nobody was messing with me with that dancing shit. Nobody.
This is the prisoner's dilemma at play again. This time with Christopher being on the receiving end of it. He likely believes that his selective memory is a safe bet right now, as it leaves the door open for him to suddenly remember something later and adjust his story. However, what he doesn't seem to realize is that having a memory of extremes like this is highly suspicious. With this in mind, the detectives are hoping to back Christopher into a corner. But the teenager refuses to budge, although this won't last for long.
Well, I can't tell you anything but what I think I did.
What you think you did? Don't tell me what you think you did. Tell me what you did, okay? Be a man and tell me what you did.
We got in the car and left. I mean, we don't do anything on Saturday nights. We just drive around.
The issue comes down to, what was your role in what happened Saturday night?
Do you really think we did that?
I think you know who did something. I think you know what went on there. I think you have knowledge about what went on there that can help us with our investigation.
Christopher's question stands out as a possible indication of deception. Someone who's being truthful is more likely to adamantly deny any involvement in a firm.
Hey man, I sent my little grandman some diapers. I sent him 2 boxes of diapers and so 2 boxes of wipes for the birthday. Y'all didn't get that? Said it was delivered Amazon to the address you sent. Let me know. Hey, they used to drag up. I used to hate playing beach. And they used to come and talk about the real blue and gold. They used to tell. Yeah, I wanted to do that, bro. Sharon, you want some coffee from Wawa? I'm muffin a little late, but
firm tone of voice. But Christopher's is weak, and his question is clearly lacking any actual denial. The detective is also using an alternative explanation that minimizes the suspect's role in the crime by asserting that Christopher has knowledge of it, but without accusing him of taking part in the act itself.
You guys really think that we did it, don't you?
You tell anyone you did it?
No.
No. You didn't tell anyone you did it.
Why would you
tell someone? So if I told you someone is telling us right now that you told them that you cut that little girl's throat.
So what's so crazy is the police didn't even have a clue that these boys did it until they went to go brag.
That would be a lie.
Yes.
That would be a lie.
I would never hurt a girl, let alone some little girl. That would be horrible.
Stop telling us, Chris, about why you guys went into that house. Because right now, it isn't a question
sorry?
if, it's a question why.
I
Stop
don't even know what
talking,
house.
V, but I got me a walk pad on the way too, bro. My last walk pad, I tried to be cheap and buy a cheap one off of goddamn TikTok shop. That motherfucker was $59, and that, I walked on that mother for about 10 good miles. That mother did not work no more. The scoreboard stopped lighting up, and then the treadmill part stopped walking. I just said, bro, all right, cool.
We were just driving around.
Who?
My son got that Peloton jump, that bike. Well, I be on the Alps. I be riding the Golden Gate Bridge. That shit's so dope. But bro paid about 5 rackets for that, but I ain't that dedicated.
Just me and Steve.
You and Steve. And what happened next?
We drove around. We stopped maybe and took a break to pee, and then we got back in the car and drove around more.
Where you headed at? You headed to Jacksonville right now? Be safe, boo. I'm gonna be down there. I gotta come get both. So I'm leaving in the morning. Probably about 3:30 in the morning. I'm gonna slide down there to Florida to get my boy and turn back around. Come on back. Shit, if you down there, man, I'll bump into you.
See, here's the thing, Chris. You feel like you're giving us just enough to explain away what you think we might know, or things that we might have. And you're thinking that that's going to be enough where later on you can say, well, I told you that. Well, I said that. Well, I can explain that. You do not know all that we know.
No,
Rest
I'm telling you
assured.
what I know.
Rest assured, you do not know all that we know.
During the interrogation, one of the detectives has been stepping out of the room to retrieve information from the other interviews that are taking place with Billy, Quinn, Stephen, and Autumn. And little does Christopher know, his friends weren't as willing to conceal the truth.
It's okay to tell the truth. It is okay to say what happened, to tell the truth. Because
where you leaving from?
Is going to
you headed back to the week. Where you leaving from?
Of this whole thing. They already have. You read the paper. You read the Telegraph.
It's just a paragraph on mine.
Okay, if that's all you read, fine. But I bet in that one paragraph, you can sum up what the reporter's attitude about the whole thing is. There's some animal out there hacking people up, killing people in their own home in the middle of the night. That's an animal. That is an animal.
Oh, yeah.
That's someone that needs to be killed themselves. A guy like you, come on. You're not cruising yard sales on a weekend. Come on.
I do.
No, you're not.
Do you think the police have the right to tell me that, oh, you need to be killed yourself?
That jewelry is going to be traced back to that house. And we're going to check the records of anything else you pawned off. Because you even said they take your name, your license number, all that information.
You can tell this ain't nothing but grass.
And those other goods that you pawned off, we're going to come back to other burglaries.
You know, they be putting all kind of chemicals and shit in the weed. That's why I be trying to go to the dispensaries. Folk on the streets be trying to spray it with that fentanyl. It's dangerous out here for just regular weed smokers. That's why when I go to the dispensary, I try to get me at least 3-4 pounds of that shit. Straight up.
Simple burglaries. You sneak in.
The most I've done is I was like 9 years old. I tried to take a thing of Pokemon stickers from my KD Toys.
Man, get on with that. Man, we talking about murder.
Stop. We're not talking smoking when you're under 18. We're not talking stealing Pokemon stickers. We're talking murder.
I don't do that.
You may not have, but someone in that house did. And you were there.
I was never
there. You were there.
Investigators again pose the alternate theory that gives the appearance of minimizing the severity of the crime. This is meant in part to keep the suspect talking and eventually willing to admit to something, and eventually the truth of their role in the crime. Nonetheless, Christopher refuses to waver on his original story, invoking that as an Eagle Scout, murder is not a core value.
Chris, let me ask you this. You ever been to the Nashua River? That mean anything to you?
I don't know which river the Nashua River is.
You don't know? Been to the river lately?
Mm-hmm.
That mean anything to you? No.
I don't know.
No? You haven't been by a river lately?
Unless you keep driving over one or walking.
Stop minimizing. Stop dancing around the issue. John has asked you a very specific question. Have you been to a river lately? Yes or no?
Have you been to a river? That's a yes or no,
Yes, I've
brother.
been to the river.
See how
I
easy that
parked
was?
next to the hatch.
When was this?
I don't know.
2 nights ago?
Maybe yesterday we went and got
What did you go to the
some stuff at
river
hatch
for, Chris?
today.
What did you go by the river for?
I parked.
You can tell that this man ain't no real killer like that. You let a detective raise his voice to get you out your character, bro. I would have been booking back.
Just throw in the river, Chris. What did you throw in the river?
If you really a real deal bad person, the way that they talking to you, it don't matter. The time that you gonna get, it don't matter. You gonna go down swinging about your respect, no matter what you have done. Yeah, I might have killed Shawty and her mama, but you ain't finna talk to me like that. Am I off a little bit, or you just a pussy? He
What
just
was
found
thrown
some
in the
weak
river,
victims
Chris?
in
I didn't throw anything in the
Not on
river.
What was
if
thrown
mama
in
them
the
would have fought
river?
back, them boys
I
would've
didn't
been able to
ask
do a
if
damn
you
thing.
did. What was thrown in the river?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I didn't throw anything in the
You're
river.
lying, Chris.
I don't know.
You're lying. We have evidence. You're lying. You know what happens to people who slice little girls in prison? You know what happens to them? Do you know?
No, I've never been to prison.
Yeah? Well, you know
gonna
what?
pay.
You're going to find out.
Then arrest me.
You gonna pay.
My God, what were you thinking? What were you thinking when you were hatching away at her? Hacking away at her? Hearing her scream?
Were you smiling? You were smiling, weren't you? You are that sick. You are that sick animal that went in there with the sole purpose carrying that machete. Because the other guys might have thought it was just a burglary. They're just going to skim a little jewelry, go make a little cash, be done with it. But you went in there with another plan. You went in there to kill. You liked it. That rush, that adrenaline dump. You liked it. Until the lights came on. When reality hit. You saw the damage you had done.
The detectives have shifted from placing the blame on Stephen to making Christopher the actual ringleader. They've tried playing him as the victim who simply followed along, but since that tactic didn't work, their next option is to evoke anger or guilt in hopes that he will tell the truth. It's possible that the investigators believe that he's the psychopathic mastermind and that calling him out on it would appeal to his nature. Trying to paint him as a follower if he is the leader would, after all, be an insult to him.
If you were given that opportunity, would you offer an apology to that little girl for what happened to her and her mother? Would you?
If I had done it, yes.
Most people would tell a person that was severely injured they were sorry it happened, regardless of their involvement. It's part of an empathetic response. Christopher's answer
I don't
lends
agree with that.
significant credibility to the idea.
If I don't know what happened, I ain't gonna try to be empathetic. Oh shit, this happened. I'm gonna try to find out. I'm like, dang, bro, that's sad that happened. But what happened? What was the reason? I don't know. That's just me. I don't give out empathy. Just I gotta find out what happened. I gotta know the story, what you did, because I'm a self-reflective person. I want to know what you caused. How did you cause this upon yourself if you did? I'm that type of person. I put the blame on me before I put the blame on anybody. Anybody that ever played me and betrayed me, it was because of me. I let my guard down, or I wasn't watching them, or I didn't see them for what they were. Nobody has ever did anything that I didn't allow them to do to me. That's why I look at it.
Idea that he is on the psychopathic end of antisocial personality disorder,
I'm never a victim in nothing
since
that
lack
I
of
do.
empathy is a key component of psychopathy. This statement labels him something of a deviant, whether he was guilty of this particular crime or not.
Go on and get your coffee. You go on and get your coffee, man. That's gonna keep you right. You feel me?
Following the heated confrontation, Christopher decides that he doesn't want to speak with the detectives any longer. But over an hour later, he seems to have changed his mind.
But it'd be good to see you in here, man. I hope everything good your way, man. I hope life is life, and I hope love is loving. Good to see you in here, fam. For real.
Not only this, but now we're able to hear from the much talked about Billy, who has been confessing all along. The detectives begin by reading Billy his rights and quickly dives into his side of the story.
This is your chance
to talk, Billy, so I'd like you to just tell us what you know about the incident.
Hey, hold up. Side note. Nephew in the hospital dealing with brown recluse bites. We not having no baby camp tonight. I'm not gonna be there. I can't support you doing that and not taking care of brother. I won't be attending. Dead ass. You can be mad at me, but you know I love you. No, no, I won't be there. So hey, I don't know if band camp's going tonight, guys. She talking about we having band camp. I'm not supporting that.
I don't watch Charlene or whatever for my teachers in school.
Nah. We'll talk later.
Okay, Billy. The information we have is that you were there.
The detective informs Billy that he's not the only suspect being interviewed at this very moment.
So why don't you go ahead and tell us what you know about the incident out in Mount Vernon?
I know he ate.
What I know, like, about which part about your involvement.
Look up spider bites and see the top 3. Brown recluse in there, top 3. The pain that they feel is the whole body pain. They can bite you in the hand, you're going to feel it in your feet.
Yes. My involvement was, I was just there. Okay. Who were you there with?
You might have to show a replay of that.
Chris, I don't know what his last name is. You don't know Chris's last name? I've never known him for a week. Okay. And who else were you there with? Quinn Glover. Okay.
Billy is minimizing his involvement by using the word just. This is likely an attempt to lessen his punishment and possibly any feelings of guilt. Given how quickly he admitted to being there, it's possible that he either felt compelled to clear his guilty conscience, or he's a person who succumbs easily to pressure. In addition, when more than one person is involved in a crime, a psychological phenomenon known as diffusion of responsibility occurs. This means that each person feels less responsible for the crime because the responsibility is shared. If Billy is being honest and saying that he was there but didn't actively participate in the attack, he may have justified the crime to himself because others were doing something much worse.
So, y'all hit it on the head earlier. Somebody said Billy looked like he soft a hospital cot. So Billy went with him, but Billy ain't do nothing. Yeah, Billy is the reason why they gonna go down, because he felt guilty. He wasn't part of the Brothers of Destruction. He wasn't gang. He was soft.
I get a call or a text from Stevie saying that he's in the trailer park I live in. Yeah, and he wanted to meet up with me. He wouldn't tell me why or what or anything. So I'm like, whatever, why not? So I met him down the street. So you go and you meet Steve. Yeah. And who's with Steve at this point? I think it was just him. And was he on foot? Was he in a vehicle? He was on foot. Okay. And what happened at that meeting?
Yep.
He told me that we were going to Walmart to meet Chris.
Apparently, Stephen had texted Billy around midnight. After meeting Christopher at Walmart, their next stop would be Quinn's house.
Chris and Stephen, those are the ones. Those are the ones that really wanted to feel what killing somebody was like. Billy and Quinn, look at them fools. They just the tag-alongs. They jumped in the car, especially Quinn. Quinn looked like, hey, all right with you guys. Yeah. Didn't know that he finna get himself put in jail for life. Like, you can look at these folk and tell that Billy looked like his mama gonna whip his country ass when he get home. Quinn is looking like, I'm not gonna go to jail because I didn't do anything and I told everything that I know. Yeah. And little fake Gary Owens and goddamn Steven, they the ringleaders.
Before heading off for the night.
And they gonna tell.
However, as we'll hear from Quinn himself, he wasn't all too thrilled to be joining the trio that night.
I called it.
Apparently, Stephen had informed him earlier that day of his plans to commit a robbery, whereas Quinn was a little apprehensive at the idea. Regardless, Stephen would ensure his friend's compliance and made his way to Quinn's house a little after 12 a.m.
There were text messages, there were calls. I told Stevie that My dad had caught me going out, which I didn't even attempt yet. My dad was downstairs, so I said it very softly into the phone, but he said, "Your dad caught you?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "I don't care if your dad catches you. I don't care if you walk out the front door. You have to get out tonight."
Eventually, Quinn agreed to go along and even brought an extra pair of gloves per
Yeah.
Stephen's request.
When did you end up in Mount Vernon? When? Yeah.
I told y'all Quinn was soft.
No
Yeah.
idea.
Quinn and Billy.
Ended up in Mount Vernon. Okay. I was Mount Vernon. All
Hey,
right.
boy,
I don't
hell.
remember much of that night. How come? I just tried to block it out. Yeah, I bet. Were you using drugs that night? No. Drinking? No. Okay. Were any of the other guys? No. No. How did you come to target that house? It was their idea.
He tried to back out. Quinn tried to back down. Billy tried to back down. But them boys kind of forced them boys,
no
man.
idea. Okay. At what point did they bring you into the idea and tell you what was going to happen?
Nah, we talking regular. You ain't have to correct me. I know
Okay, what did they discuss with you?
I talk like that too, but
They
I
just
don't.
discussed that they were
Being some
gonna,
professional, I know how to.
they were gonna like try to just, I don't know, they kind
That was one thing I hate about myself, and I still hate that about myself because I used to do it so much that it's second nature now. That I'll code switch like a mother, where I will code switch. I hate that about me because I feel like as I got in my older years, I used to say, "Oh, I got to learn how to talk proper," or "I got to speak like white people." So I used to code switch, especially when I was in the military. I would go, "Yes, sir. You're absolutely correct." And I would switch it up. I wouldn't be me. I wouldn't be me at all. And so, I got into the sales force at AT&T, and it was horrible. But it was on the phone, so it was like to be the best at what I was doing, and I was the best at what I was doing because I was making almost $200,000 a year with salary and bonuses that I was getting. I was making that. I made that 5 years straight. Boom, 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 and I was just new. It was my first time ever having a sales job. It was just I can talk. But I would switch. Them folks didn't even know they was talking to a white man, a black, and I would never go by my first name, Demetrius. I would never say my name is Demetrius. I would say my name is Dallas. Yeah, this is Dallas. Pleased to meet you. You know what I'm saying? And them folks would eat that up. They would eat that up. And it was code switching, and I hated that about myself. Because I was like, man, shit, my mama named me Demetrius. I don't answer to nobody calling me Demetrius because I just felt it was just so ethnic and it was like a disadvantage. I didn't want Mayana to name my son Demetrius. But when I turned 42, I'm only 44, I said, I got to be proud of who I am. My name is my name. If you follow my rap, that's when I started changing my name to Demetrius Dallas Sr., no nickname. Because that's when I was finding who I truly was. And I stopped code switching. It still come out. If I talk to a white person, it'll come out. If I talk to a black person that I feel is more educated than me, it'll come out. And I want to be able to stop it, but I'm working on it. Yeah, that was just a little side note. I had to tell y'all that code switch shit. I hate it. For me. Anybody else that do it, y'all got your reasons.
most of the time. Yeah, I've known him for a while.
I'm still working on it.
And when he says stuff that he wants to do, he usually doesn't mean it. Yeah, because I don't know. He's just, that's just how
All right, we got 30 minutes to
but
go.
he's like, oh yeah, we're going to go try to do this. Go try and do what? If you don't understand, just use his words. What were they going to go try and do? Just make some money. That's his expression. We're going to go try and make some money. Yeah. And that was Steven saying that? Yeah.
If Billy isn't a violent criminal, it makes sense that he's tried to block that night from his memory. It can be traumatic to witness such a scene, and oftentimes those who come along for the ride, like Billy claims to have done, could be somewhat afraid of speaking out or trying to stop the others from committing the crime. In addition, Billy may think that if he keeps the details to a minimum, it will make him seem less culpable and save him from having...
So now down. So, I mean, it's seeming as if Billy was a willing participant. You did more than what you putting on, Billy. Miss T, yeah. I think Steven and Chris was the ringleader, and Big Steven was the muscle. Chris was the brains behind it, but Steven, you know, he was bigger than all of them. He was older. He was 19. They were 17 and 18. So he was the muscle. And he was the one to say, I don't care if your daddy calls you, boy, you got to get out the house tonight, Holmes. And they was intimidated by brother. So yeah, I do feel like that made them do something. But coming to find out, it seemed like young Billy right here, he was one that was participating freely. He may say, "Oh, they forced me," but when we got to do the job, you did the job.
Having to answer uncomfortable questions. But what Billy may have known was that Stephen, the supposed ringleader of the group, had apparently been discussing his urge to commit a brutal crime.
He started off saying, would you take a hit for me? Would you take the blame for me? He would wait for me to agree. And then he would move on and say, would you break into a house with me? Or would you steal something with me? And then he would wait for me to agree. And then closer to the event, he started talking about, you know, would you kill for me if somebody was on my back?
No.
Next, Billy explains that Christopher had driven the group of four to the address of 4 Trow Road. They originally planned to burglarize the house next to the case,
Oh God,
but abandoned the idea.
Oh God, boy, V, that's the shit that happened when you listen to whack ass Eminem. On my mama, on my hood, I look fly, I look good. This Eminem make white people crash out music. He does. He make music for people that's soft up in the mind and that's easily influenced. These people.
Out of fear that it would be too big and confusing. Christopher dropped his accomplices off at the residence, but quickly drove off to find an appropriate parking spot, deciding on a house's long driveway down the road. Around 30 minutes later, he met the three back at the Cates home to plan their entry.
They couldn't figure out how to get in the house. It's what we were doing, trying to figure out how to get in. Okay. They said they got in. Now I was over standing somewhere, looking out, watching the people. Okay. And who came and said they got in? I don't know. It was dark, and I couldn't really see nobody, so I don't know who. Did you go into the house with them? Yes.
There is a noticeable delay before Billy answers this question. When someone hesitates before responding, this
Billy asked, look at LeBron, man. What do you think Billy is going to be able to successfully do in prison? How will Billy defend himself in prison? Billy has no clue of what the hell he has gotten himself into. Billy thinks that he was a loser on the outside, but when he gets in the inside, he's going to be more than a loser. He's going to be somebody's,
usually indicates they're thinking about what to say. Since this was a simple question and he should have...
Yeah, you think they've been sitting on it? I think Stephen may have been staking it out because he knew that the daddy wasn't going to be there.
Readily known Billy if he went inside or not.
Hey, modesty. Yeah, you ain't lie. We got to give Billy what he deserves.
You're cuffed, detective. Cuff him. Cuff him now.
Considering what would happen if he said no. He may have pondered if he would get in less trouble. However, Billy rejected this idea as he may have realized that the detectives already knew he was inside. So lying might make things worse for him.
You're a little guy. You know, how tall are you, Billy? I'm like 5'2". 5'2", how much do you weigh?
Oh, hell nah, little Billy. Little Billy say, I'm like 5'2", would mean you really like 5'1", little Billy. You really 5 foot, bro. You and Modesty the same size, bro. Billy, y'all did something to a woman and a little girl. Billy. Come close, little Billy. Let me talk to you for real. Let me talk to you. They all have a little conversation with you, little Billy. It's gonna be tough for you in there, little Billy, man. Little Billy, you 5 foot, 83 pounds. With somebody else draws on, little Billy, they gonna do you. They gonna do you nasty in that Billy. They gonna throw you around like you're a little hoe, Billy. Yeah, you gonna be watching clothes. You gonna be touching toes. You gonna be dropping soul. Man, piss poor decision.
96 pounds. Little guy that would be handy to have
My
that
fault.
cellar window.
My fault,
right?
Bookie.
The opening there wasn't a big opening.
Love you.
Right? For the cellar window. Did they lower you into the cellar window?
Hey, she 4'11".
Okay.
Next, we pick up with Christopher, whose confession is one of the most chilling that you'll ever hear.
Steve and I are very similar. Steve and Spader. Both of us grew up with problems in our families. Technically, we're both sociopaths, legally, by neuropsychologists' declaration. There should be a paper in a scripture case in the top drawer of my black dresser that says as much.
Okay.
Sociopathy is not an actual clinical diagnosis, but rather a term that describes a set of personality factors. The terms sociopath and psychopath are sometimes used interchangeably and have many similarities, but there are a few key differences.
I always used to wonder what was the difference, bro. And I just felt like I was just so ignorant and not well read that I was like, man, I don't even know the difference in the psychopath. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who a psychopath or a sociopath. I didn't know I just was guilty. You know when a mug get to talking all them halves and quarter inch, you know that's really count.
Sociopath.
I used to tell people, hey, yeah. I'm like 6 and a quarter. Man, please, but I'm barely hitting 6. I'm right on it. Like that. By the tip of my head. If I hold my neck straight, I'm 6 foot. You know what I'm saying?
Psychopaths may form some attachments to a select few people, while psychopaths are unable to have.
Spiritually, she's a giant. Physically, well,
A genuine connection with anyone. Psychopaths are more likely to be calculating and appear charismatic, whereas sociopaths are more reckless and disorganized.
So I'm a psychopath?
Individuals with antisocial personality disorder may fit the description for sociopathy or psychopathy, but the official diagnosis would be antisocial personality disorder.
Missy!
Christopher's traits seem to heavily align with this disorder, which may not come as a surprise to everyone. Only days before October 4th, 2009, Christopher had sent a frightening message to his ex-girlfriend, Ashley Martin. I've tried letting my nice side run things. It didn't work. Now the dark side of me will. Many people with antisocial personality disorder will describe having these two sides to their personality. They can be very charismatic and personable in many cases. However, it doesn't take much for the other side to emerge, which is often triggered by anger, stress, or if the person simply has a need to fulfill.
A few days ago, we decided that we were still low in cash.
Don't put that shit together, bro.
We couldn't manage to get jobs, and we were going to try and get another robbery. We weren't sure when or how we were going to do it. Saturday morning, when I was with Steve, he told me that him and Billy had been cruising around and had found a house out in Mount Vernon that looked reasonable enough, that it was out in the middle of nowhere, and we were thinking we were going to go in.
Look, see, you said they have been watching the house.
It was just me and him together in the car.
You and him, meaning
me and Steve.
Okay.
In the car. He said, yeah, we're just going to go in there, grab some stuff. If anybody's there, we're going to kill them, have some fun. I agreed. We could do that. That sounded good.
This strongly suggests that although Christopher did not know the victims, there was a conditional intent to kill if people were present in the house. However, premeditation doesn't require a certain period of time to form as an element of murder. Only enough time to form the intent, consider the crime, and then act. This can be as little as a few seconds. But this may not have been the only crime committed by Christopher and Stephen. Apparently on Sunday, September 27th, only 1 week prior to Kimberly's death, a robbery had taken place in Brookline right next to Stephen's house. The McNeil family had left for church at the same time they did every Sunday and returned later that afternoon. It wouldn't be until around 7:30 p.m. that they noticed their back door to the porch had been kicked in. Along with this, they discovered that various items of jewelry were missing, in addition to an iPod, a piggy bank, and several other valuables. Supposedly, Christopher had known the family quite well, as they attended the same church, and Stephen was also well acquainted with them on account of the family's close living quarters. Although it hasn't been confirmed, it is most likely the previous robbery that Christopher is referring to here.
I like the little fun size. I like y'all little fun size. You know when you're a big dude, you know how you eat your popcorn, you get a little bite size little ass. Yo, throw your ass around.
Billy was in on it too. He was all for it.
Yeah.
We all had pocket knives. I had found a machete that my father owned, and Steve had mentioned he liked machetes, so I brought it along.
Okay.
And there's a Boy Scout knife, a straight knife, about 4 or 5 inches long.
Okay.
Thin blade. I liked it. It had a very nice handle, and it had a leather case that could go on your belt.
Yep.
So I chose that. We met up. Quinn was going to be on it too.
Okay.
Autumn was going to be our cover story. He said we'd get there whenever we told him. He'd say we were there from that time on.
Okay.
So that we had an alibi.
This information clearly shows preparation for the commission of the crime of murder and goes to support premeditation. Christopher also has an interesting deviation from the story here, as the knife he had seems to hold just as much interest to him as the upcoming story.
We looked around for the entry point. We wouldn't make a lot of noise. We didn't see any alarm systems, so we figured we were probably set. All the doors were locked. We finally found...
But the little women always be the freaky ones. Always want to do the wild shit. The little women. I'll be taking it out. Never mind. They go.
Found one basement window we thought we could get Billy into if I could get it open.
Yep.
I used the black mechanical assist knife that I own to cut the screens. There were 2 screens between us and the window.
Yep.
And I tried to cut the frame out of the window, but ended up breaking the glass. At which point I basically bashed in the window, not the glass, but I managed to break it off of the handle that was on top holding it down. We couldn't get anyone else in any other way so far, and so we started sliding Billy in. Billy got in and was because he went over to the basement.
So, Billy, they couldn't even get access to how they wanted to get in the house. So without you, this may not have happened, Billy. Billy, you in. Ain't no more innocent you, Billy. You're a suspect.
Basement door and thought it was locked because he pushed on it instead of pulling. And so he was stuck in the basement and they were trying to get him out.
Okay.
Steve had the idea that we could take the air conditioner out.
Okay.
So I cut the panels off from around the side.
Yep.
And we moved the air conditioner over.
Take note of Christopher's wording here. He asserts his superiority over Billy, who most likely had an emotional response and panicked, whereas Christopher believes himself to be someone that would never get locked in a room. Continuing with the course of events, once Stephen was inside of the home, he quietly made his way to the back door, where Christopher and Quinn were waiting outside. They eventually found Billy in the basement and proceeded with their depraved plan. Upon their entry, they noticed that the residence had motion detectors. In hopes to avert the system, Christopher swiftly located the breakers next to the front door, cutting the power within a second. As they began to search for jewelry, an iPod was discovered in one of the several rooms, most likely Jamie's. Using the iPod screen light to guide their way, Stephen led the sadistic pack towards the master bedroom, where Kimberly and her daughter were peacefully sleeping.
When Stephen opened the master bedroom door quietly, he looked in, and he said that there are people, but we thought he said, there's no people. So he started to get a little bit relaxed and started talking. He started to quiet us down. And then he shined the light on the bed, and that's when they woke up.
Okay.
The mother said something like, Jamie, is that you? Stevie threw the light. He went around to one side of the bed where the girl apparently was sleeping. I started to circle around to the other side in case something happened. The mom sat up in the bed, started asking who was there, what was going on. tried to turn on the lamp and it didn't turn on.
Yeah.
And when she did that, Steve started hacking at the bed with the machete.
Okay.
They started screaming because they heard something. Apparently he missed them mostly. But I heard him hit them all. And so I dove in and stabbed her a few times in the chest. Steve was just hacking away. He totally lost it. I was controlled, but I didn't really feel much of anything.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought I would, but I didn't.
What were Quinn and Billy doing?
They stayed by the door.
Okay.
They didn't do anything. Oh, honesty. We did everything. The girl jumped up. I almost sensed her in the dark get up and jumped over her mother as Steve was hacking away, and she jumped right into my arms.
Okay.
I stabbed her once towards the face. Then I went for the front as I was swinging her around, and she got free of my hand and went flying into the glass door, knocked her head. Stopped crying completely.
Okay.
I figured she was probably toast.
Yeah.
The mom was still gurgling and kind of breathing deeply. Steve just went at her. I was actually kind of scared of him. He just kept hacking at the bed. Came over to our side and hacked at it some more.
Yeah.
And then went over and kicked the girl a couple times with his steel toe boots, and then hit her in the head with the machete. Or at least so he said he did aim for the head.
Yeah.
I was backing off because I knew Steve was losing it. I could tell. Then he turned around. He looked like Jason from Halloween with a machete in his hand. And I told him, Steve, relax. It's just me. It's Chris. He was breathing hard and relaxed. And Quinn had the good sense to go turn the breakers back on and the lights went on.
Yeah.
In fact, Quinn couldn't believe the horror before his eyes.
When the mother woke up, she made a comment. She said, Jamie, or something, you know. Then you covered your ears and ran.
I didn't run, I walked.
Walked out of the room, okay? That's because you knew what the purpose was to be there?
I guess I didn't believe it was really happening. I was shocked that people were home. I was shocked that this was actually happening, and I walked down the hallway because I didn't want to face the reality.
The mom was obviously...
For some reason, I believe Quinn. This shit turned gruesome. It turned left so fast. Like, dang, when they explained what they did, it was horrible.
Not gonna make it. The girl, I was pretty sure, wasn't going to. She was completely out. There was blood all over the place.
According to Christopher's description of Stephen's behavior, it seems that Stephen was experiencing a rage blackout, which is similar to those that people with anger management issues struggle with. The person often acts very primitively, as was the case with Stephen and how he brutally murdered Kimberly. Christopher's actions are calmer and more methodical. Evidence of this can go to show many things, among them a sense of self-control and understanding, which negates any sort of non-culpability defense. A court-appointed psychiatrist would be able to interview Christopher and easily determine that he understood the nature of his acts and knew at the time of the crime that they were
Billy,
wrong.
they slid Billy in there.
However, he may have wanted to portray himself as remaining in control because he believed it made him look stronger compared to Stephen. For someone with antisocial personality disorder, they might see it as very negative to lose control, as they often view themselves as superior to others. Whether he lost it or not, the outcome of their twisted idea of fun was something beyond your worst nightmare.
Bro.
Horrifically so, Kimberly had been struck with the machete in the head and torso 36 times, while her daughter had suffered 18 severe wounds, including a punctured lung, a fractured elbow, a cracked skull, and a partially amputated foot. Following the murder, Quinn had unexpectedly turned the lights back on, forcing them to look at the disturbing scene. However, this may have given them even more of the gratification that they so greatly desired. And although the perpetrators were convinced that their work had been done, they underestimated just how strong that 11-year-old girl really was.
11.
Petrified, Jamie lay there on the blood-stained floor while her attackers stole a few pieces of jewelry before fleeing the scene. Pretending that she had succumbed to her injuries, Jamie was able to escape the cruel fate that they had so mercilessly tried to bring upon her. She was able to gather all of her strength and dial 911. When someone encounters a threat, they may stop all movement and sound in an attempt to hide from whatever the threat is, also known as the freeze response. The idea is that by drawing as little attention to themselves as possible, they may minimize the danger. In doing so, there's no doubt that Jamie showed an incredible amount of courage, and although it seems we've heard every blood-curdling detail from Christopher, Billy is suddenly rather hesitant to give the full story.
You never go in that master bedroom. No. You never confront these people. No. Your knife was never used. No. No, not at all. All right. Did you ever, I know this is a tough thing for you, did you ever see the people? I don't want to talk about it. You don't want to talk about whether you saw them or not? Just that whole part.
Billy's answers have been brief, and while not completely avoidant, they have been limited. This could be taken in one of two ways. Either he's guilty and trying to hide his crimes, even feeling remorse or disgusted about what they took part in, or he's a traumatized onlooker who had no idea what was going to happen, and whose brain blocked out much of the memory as a protective measure. We know that our brain is capable of protecting itself from traumatizing events in this way, but this is also an awfully convenient excuse that someone can use when trying to avoid openly and honestly retelling the events that occurred. In spite of this, the detective informs Billy that forensic evidence will always prove fact from fiction, so it's in his best interest to be completely transparent. He finally admits to stepping foot in the master bedroom for a short amount of time.
It was pitch black. Okay, and then someone turned the power back on. I don't remember who. I don't remember why. But the lights came on, and I saw that. And you saw what? Billy, I know it's tight. I know it's tight. You know, I don't know. Did you see the woman? Yeah. Where was she? On the... Was she alive? I doubt it. I didn't think so. Okay, did you see the little girl? Yeah. Where was she? She was on the floor. Was she alive? I doubt it. I didn't think so. You ever touch any one of them? No. Your knife ever touch any of them? No. Did you lend your knife to anyone that night? No. Just stayed in my pocket all the time.
The fact that Billy even took a knife to the burglary indicates that he may have had the intention of using it. On the other hand, the knife possibly helped Billy to feel tough, so he could build up the nerve to enter the home and commit the robbery. It seems, however, that the violence, blood, and death was too much for him to handle.
Had you guys sat around prior to Saturday and talked about doing a burglary? Well, I didn't with them personally. I don't know if they did. You're telling me right now, you're looking me in the eye, and you're telling me you've never done a burglary before. Breaking in part, yes. Okay. You ever heard any of those guys talk about killing people? Like kidding around? Yeah, but okay. What kind of kidding around? You know, just like normal. You know, like, oh, I'll kill you. You know, how kids are. Just saying that all the time. Teachers, people like that.
It's crazy, man.
Not really like ever seriousness of actually killing someone.
Manipulative killers will often seek their...
Bro, they basically went to just in the master bedroom and just start swinging in the dark.
partners using a certain pattern. As we see here, they'll joke about things like crime and murder to see who's completely repulsed and not a potential accomplice and who will let it slide. Eventually, they'll take it further down the path of dark crime jokes or actions until the other person is complicit in something serious with no way to escape. This may have been the case with Stephen, although Billy asserts that there was never an orchestrated plan, and he thought the mutual understanding between the group was that it would be a robbery and nothing more. But later it was revealed that he and Stephen had previously scouted Trow Road for a house to burglarize, even telling a friend on Saturday, October 3rd, that Stevie was planning a breaking and entering. Not only this, but Billy had been flaunting his assisted opening knife, allegedly stating that he was planning on using it on a police officer or someone else.
I would never kill anybody, obviously. So I was
Billy, you over with Billy?
I was just in there for the. I just wanted
you over with Bills?
But what were they there for?
William?
I thought the same. I honestly couldn't tell you what their intentions were. But they had a plan if they confronted somebody, didn't they? I guess so. Did they tell you what that plan was if they confronted somebody?
Yeah, he over with. He over with, Modesty. Billy over. He got to go to jail. He gonna do the
They
whole
told me
sentence.
that if there were people in the house, that they would tie them up in these chloroform, the cord, whatever. That's, you know, that stuff. That's what I thought would be happening. When did they tell
Because he
you
a
that?
little boy. He a little
Probably
itty bitty.
the day or two before, maybe. So you had discussed a burglary ahead of time. Not that specific.
Supposedly, Stephen had even requested that a friend research how to make the dangerous concoction.
He wanted me to look up how to make chloroform. When I was like,
Oh, they go,
all right, whatever. I
Autumn?
didn't see it as a big deal because I had known Steve to own copies of the Anarchist and Terrorist Cookbook. Knowing Steve and his history, I took everything I heard with a grain of salt. Because as much as, you know, Steve was like a brother to me, I couldn't really trust anything Steve said in all actuality, because he'd give these grandiose stories and there'd be no one to corroborate anything he said.
Apparently, the Friday before the attack, Stephen had told Autumn that he had a plan in mind for that weekend, but didn't want to divulge any details to his friend. His reason being that he wanted Autumn to stay out of trouble. However, Stephen will involve him soon enough. Despite Stephen and Christopher's alleged plan, Billy asserts that they did not bring the chloroform after all. While the little girl struggled to call the police, the assailants quickly fled on foot back to Christopher's car, where they each had a new pair of clothes to change into. They drove Billy back to his vehicle at Walmart and later dropped Quinn off at his house before Stephen and Christopher made their way to Autumn's place around 5:30 in the morning. Before leaving the Cates' house, Stephen had allegedly wished to carve the words, "You're lucky," into the neighbor's outside wall, seeing as they were almost chosen as the innocent victims. This likely indicates that Stephen may have been on a sort of high after murdering Kimberly, feeling like a villain and that he had the power to spare the people next door.
So yeah, we basically planned that if someone was there, we were going to kill him.
Did you think that it was, if somebody was there, if they resisted, you were going to kill him, or it was just...
We were just going to kill him.
Yeah.
I'll be perfectly honest, I wanted to kill someone for a long time. It's like an urge, and it was kind of a time that I could get it out.
It's very rare for a murderer to make this sort of admission, although it's horrific to hear and very confusing for the average person to understand such a desire. It's this type of information that helps us to understand the mind of someone with severe antisocial personality disorder. They don't value human life the way a typical person does, and only think of their own needs and desires, their own urges, as Christopher insightfully described. They often know right from wrong, as Christopher verbalized earlier of how horrific it would be for someone to harm a woman, let alone a little girl. But they don't guide themselves by moral principles. People with antisocial personality can often learn to mimic normal human emotion, but they don't actually feel that emotion.
I thought at least I would feel that about it. I'm almost sorry to say I don't. I'm not sure why. I thought I would at least like puke afterwards or something, after looking at her with her forearm open with the bone showing. Her,
when you say her, you mean the woman? Yeah.
Stabbing the girl as she was saying, "Please don't do this." But the mom was...
Who was saying, "Please don't do this"?
The girl, the little girl.
Little girl.
And the mom was like, "It'll be okay." I think her mom probably hoped that we weren't going to hurt the little girl because she was a little girl. It was kind of cool because it was different.
Yep.
But I'm not really sure if I have a conscience anymore.
Christopher may very well be enjoying the process of telling the story because he gets to relive the incident. This may be why he's being so forthcoming, providing so much detail, even laying out his feelings and thought process. He's giving the detectives much more than what they're asking for, but it's unlikely that he's doing it to help the detectives because, like he said, he doesn't care or feel bad, and he isn't sure if he has a conscience. Even with the possibility of being locked in prison for the rest of his life, he may be able to feel some satisfaction thinking back to the memory of the crime.
Steve had mentioned that we weren't going to have time to torture and that we'd do it some other time.
It's likely that Stephen was the more sadistic of the two, although Christopher seems to definitely have sadistic tendencies. It seems that Stephen was more of the savage, violent criminal who plotted the crimes, while Christopher was more of the brains of the operation.
Pinky in the
I
brain.
think Steve enjoys just the butchery part of it, just the power.
Yeah.
I'm more of a precision sort of guy. If I went in there to kill, I'm just going to kill him. Steve was pretty much excited, but it definitely wasn't his first time. It was like, yeah, it's awesome. You'll get used to it, Chris. It gets addicting, but we'll take care of it.
Yep.
Even Autumn can recall Stephen's volatile nature.
Steve had always talked about doing shootings and killing people, and said he'd killed a lot of people, and like he had got a lot of respect on the streets and whatever. And he always said he wanted to kill someone to know what it felt like. I never took it as anything more than, you know, the ramblings of a troubled kid.
According to Autumn, Stephen had apparently proclaimed at one point, "You have no idea what I'm capable of."
Steve had mentioned in the past that he wanted to kill his mom because there was a lot of animosity between them because she degraded him in his opinion. He was thinking very seriously and discussing with Chris Gribble about murdering his mother, Stephen's mother.
This sort of obsession with murder and enjoyment of the act itself is common among people with severe antisocial personality disorder. Oftentimes, they'll commit murder as a means to an end, such as to obtain money or to avoid being caught if a victim lives and is able to identify them. It's less common when the person actually takes pleasure.
In this Mormon-ass town with a population of 1,000, respecting what streets, boy? Shut your goofy, dumb ass back down. But why did they have to put crip? That's what I'm saying. He meant cripples. We the cripples.
In the act of murder. This is often evidenced by the weapon that is chosen and the manner that the murder was executed. For instance, using a machete may indicate enjoyment of the process, since it involves closer contact with the victim and their death is prolonged. Using a firearm could indicate that the person simply wanted to kill the victim as quickly as possible, as it provides physical distance and often kills quickly.
And Steve had mentioned before that he's killed multiple people. He said this one wasn't his first mom and daughter job either. But we were in the driveway.
It's possible that Stephen was lying about his alleged previous murders to impress the group. However, it may have also been a form of manipulation. He wanted them to feel confident that he'd already gotten away with murder before, so they could trust that he would make sure they got away with it this time too. Although Stephen's claims have never been confirmed, the fact that he would make such alarming claims is enough to shock you to your core. After the horrific ordeal, Christopher and Stephen made their way to Autumn's house around 5 in the morning, where the young man seemed to be unaware of what had just occurred.
I was looking at him, and I was like, "What do you want?" And he's like, "Nothing. I'm just amped. I've got a massive adrenaline rush right now." I was like, "Why?" He's like, "Oh, we just killed 2 people." Like he said it really nonchalantly, and being Steve and his stories previously, I was like, yeah, okay. You know, I didn't believe a word of what he said.
Autumn's brain is moving faster than his mouth is. That's why he's having that little hesitation problem. My grandson does that. It's usually with kids that start their vocabulary early. Coda been talking since he was like 1, like making sentences and everything because he mocks his brother. And Nova's like a baby genius. So it's crazy.
Autumn was of the impression that they had committed a robbery and not a murder. However, as the attackers showcased their newfound possessions, he was more than willing to help dispose of the evidence.
Chris grabbed the clothes, the bag of clothes, and was carrying it. And Steve and I knew the path pretty well because that's where we used to go and smoke weed. And so we went down there. Steve and Chris were trying to decide who was going to throw the stuff into the river. And she's like, "Autumn, why don't you just throw it in?" I was like, all right. I was extremely disturbed as to the story which they were telling me. I became very, very nervous because from the detail, it just seemed to be incredibly real.
Hoping to put some distance between them and the murder, they planned to burn the remaining evidence. But Autumn supposedly had the idea of throwing it into the Nashua River instead. Although, ironically enough, he would ultimately be the one to lead police directly to it. Although Autumn asserts that he had no previous knowledge of the intended crime, his story seems to contain a few holes.
I was scared because, as far as I knew, I was sitting in a room with two murderers.
Is that why you made jokes? That you're not smarter than a fifth grade?
I make jokes because it helps me stay calm. And I was very scared. Billy had texted Steve saying that the little girl had survived. On Saturday, Steve had looked me in the face and said, there are only 5 people who know
Dumb
about
as hell.
this. 4 of us who did it, and you. If it comes down to police showing up, we know you ratted. And I love you like a brother, but I'll kill you. I will kill you and anyone you care about.
During his interrogation, Autumn jumped at the first opportunity to confess, showing where he, Stephen, and Christopher had thrown a black trash bag with a small jewelry box, an air conditioner screen, rubber gloves, a plastic bag with an insurance card belonging to David Cates, a red sweatshirt with Stephen's name, socks with Christopher's name, and several other items placed inside. Christopher and Stephen had also buried some of the remaining jewelry, the machete, a knife, and 2 iPods, one from the Cates' home and one from their previous robbery in a wooded area near Christopher's house. But not before they had a chance to show off the terrifying weapons to their friends. Hours after the murder had taken place, Christopher, Stephen, Billy, and another friend, Eldon Spikes, had all been hanging out at their regular spot, Walmart,
Quinn, Autumn, and Eldon,
where Stephen had supposedly revealed the tale of horror. He was excited to tell the story, supposedly stating that he wished he could do it again, although the friends were unsure if Eldon had taken the words into account, considering that he had allegedly been high on numerous drugs. Christopher and Stephen then traveled to the Pheasant Lane Mall in Nashua, selling the jewelry for $130 at a cash for gold store, where they were actually stopped by police for appearing suspicious. They were informed that multiple robberies had recently taken place in Brookline and Mount Vernon. But of course, the two didn't confess their guilt. As a result, the officer didn't question them any further, but little did he know, he was staring into the faces of stone-cold killers. Later that day, Christopher and Stephen traveled to their friend Kyle Fenton's home, located in Brookline, and brought the machete and knife along with them. There, they proudly revealed their haunting secret, spilling every shocking detail about the murder, and parading the weapons as if it were show and tell. But what the teenagers managed to forget was that not everyone would share in their excitement at the gruesome crime, and some might even report it to the police. Fortunately, when Kyle informed his mother of the situation, she did exactly that. Christopher and Stephen's grandiosity had unsurprisingly backfired. In their excitement, they got too boastful and essentially participated in turning themselves in.
If I were to tell you that Eldon said he was threatened, would that surprise you? No. No? Do you know Eldon was threatened? I don't know if he was threatened. Did you hear that he had been threatened? No. You don't know anything about that threat? No. Okay. Again, I'm going to ask you, have you heard any more details after the fact? Any of the guys talking about it? They seemed quite amused by it. They seemed amused by it. Who's they? Stevie and Chris. Stevie and Chris. Was Quinlan amused by it? I didn't really see him that much that night. Like, I didn't talk to him. He didn't talk to me. He didn't really talk much. What did they say that made you thought they were amused? They just laughing about it. They seemed to not really care.
So initially you said it was just small chatter, but...
Well, this was, yeah. After, in the house they didn't really talk much. But afterwards they said that, you know, I guess it was, they said pretty much it was like, it was fun. It was fun.
Who said it was fun?
Probably Steven.
However, the disturbing jokes were not shared by everyone, as Quinn was in disbelief at the gruesome attack.
Chris was just saying that he was happy he got the kid, and we had a little bit of an argument over that, just over the ethics of it.
Who had the argument, you and Chris?
Me and Chris. It wasn't a heated argument, but he said he was happy that he got the kid, and I said, no, not women and children.
Quinn goes on to chillingly state that Stephen wanted to get Chris into killing by committing such an act. Unfortunately, the disturbing plan seemed to have worked.
Steve and Chris were just going back and forth about just having a rush.
Did they say anything more specifically about what they had done?
It was halfway down the dirt road. That's when Chris said he was happy he got the girl. Stevie was making the machete joke.
I'm sorry, what was the machete joke?
He was making a joke about, she woke up to get hacked to death by a machete. Chris and Stevie were just very jovial in a rush. I was agreeing, going along with it, because I was just in a house and one of my friends and a new acquaintance just killed people, and I wasn't about to disagree with anything. Billy said something about being put in the newspaper, and Stevie said something. He said, yeah, we're going to be in the paper, but not us.
According to Quinn, Billy had wanted to be in the newspaper ever since he was a child, and given his crime, it seemed that it didn't matter how. Sunday night, the four criminals, along with Eldon, had been visiting at Quinn's house when the hangout suddenly turned volatile. Stephen, worried about Eldon's knowledge of the homicide, wished to dispose of the loose end. Unsurprisingly, Christopher was on board to commit yet another murder. But thankfully, Quinn stepped between the three and pleaded for Eldon's life. He assured his accomplices that not a word would be spoken of the incident, ultimately ending the confrontation.
Dang, they were finna off
friend or his friend. Like, it was either one of Steve's friends or it was like Billy's sister or something like that. One of his friend's sisters goes to school, the same place that the little girl did.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's all around the school. And so we got on the online telegraph thing on Autumn's computer.
Yep.
And looked at it and found out the girl had survived. There wasn't a lot on there, but they gave me a really hard time. They were like, wow, Chris, you couldn't even kill a 10-year-old. Gave me a really hard time.
Who's they?
Steve and Autumn.
Mm-hmm.
Steve was like, at least I killed my...
Christopher says this almost as if he wants the investigators to feel bad for him, rather than focusing on the fact that they just murdered a mother and brutally assaulted her child. Presenting Stephen in this way may be helpful to Christopher's case, although Stephen may or may not have said this. It's in Christopher's best interest to display Stephen as the more unempathetic and violent criminal. That way, Christopher believes he looks like a bit of a victim compared to his monster of a friend. On top of this, the other three apparently referred to Christopher as a murder virgin, as he was unable to complete the thrill kill.
I'm kind of surprised she's alive. I'm not sure. I kind of wish she died for her sake, just because she's going to have to live with all that now.
If
I'm going to kill someone, I'm going to actually do it, so that they don't have to sit and live with a bunch of trauma. I've been through so much trauma, I don't want someone to go through that.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can just end it for them, then I would.
This bizarre claim may all be a front. Christopher may feel a sense of failure because Jamie lived. He doesn't want to be viewed as weak, so he suggests that he's only disappointed for her sake when in actuality, it likely has everything to do with him and nothing to do with her. At the same time, Christopher is once again presenting himself as a victim. However, this couldn't be further from the truth. Following the chilling confessions, Billy had supposedly discussed with his dad the idea of selling his story to various media outlets, another indication of how heartless he was. In the end, Billy and Quinn were given plea deals for testifying against Christopher and Stephen. Billy pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit murder, burglary, and first-degree assault, and sentenced to 30 to 60 years behind bars.
Good.
In comparison, Quinn pleaded guilty to burglary, robbery, and conspiracy to commit burglary, receiving a sentence of 20 to 40 years. Autumn was eventually sentenced to a minimum of 5 years for hindering apprehension and conspiracy to hinder apprehension. In an unsuccessful attempt to avoid a first-degree murder charge, Christopher pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity. The idea he'd been insane was quickly denied by the court psychiatrist, stating that he was well aware of his behavior and actively chose to commit such a horrendous crime. During his trial, Stephen appeared to not take the proceedings seriously when he made a shocking and unusual request to his attorney.
He said no.
There are a few different reasons behind this kind of behavior.
What are you talking about?
One
You think the jury
possibility
saying
is
happy
that Stephen
birthday
could
to
be
me?
trying to
Man, get your
manipulate the
bitch ass out of
situation
here.
and gain sympathy from the jury. By reminding them that it's his birthday, he might hope that the jury will feel more inclined to be lenient in their sentencing, or
Sentence
view
you to
him as
death on
more
your birthday.
human and relatable. Another possibility is that he is simply trying to exert control over the situation. By asking about his birthday and the possibility of the jury singing, he's
Smiling
taking
and
an
all
active
that.
role in the proceedings, and potentially even trying to dictate the mood or tone of the courtroom. It's also possible that he's simply trying to assert some kind of dominance and show that he is unfazed by the gravity of the situation.
Facts.
Regardless of the specific motivation, it's clear that this kind of behavior is concerning and indicative of a serious lack of empathy or remorse, and shows that he's completely out of touch with the situation and why he's sitting there in the first place. In contrast, Christopher allegedly stated that if given the chance, nothing could prevent him from killing again. Both Stephen and Christopher were eventually convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison without parole. Although in 2012, the United States Supreme Court ruled against sentencing minors to life without receiving any chance of parole. But shockingly, Stephen filed a motion not to appeal his conviction, and the New Hampshire Supreme Court granted it. Stephen's rationale behind the decision being that he is the most sick and twisted person you'll ever meet and should never be given a second chance. We reached out to speak with Stephen, but he declined to comment on the case. William Marks and Quinn Glover, who stood by and did absolutely nothing while Kimberly and Jamie were attacked, are likely to be paroled in the coming years. Quinn was granted parole on his robbery charge and will likely be released in 2029. William will be eligible for parole in 2024. Autumn Savoy was already released on parole in 2015.
How did Billy get less time than Quinn? How did that happen, man? That was a twisted case, y'all. That was twisted as hell. But listen, man, I hope y'all have a good weekend. I'm gonna leave y'all with, I'm gonna let y'all check out the HR department, man. Make sure y'all tap in tonight with my girl Modest Moments. Tap in with my boy Young Tay White. I love y'all, man. Maybe we can get some overtime in tomorrow. Until then, man, be safe, be blessed. Know that I love you, and I hope to see y'all back on Monday. See y'all tonight. If Modesty go, I don't think she should go, but I don't run the show. So if she go up, I'm a support, and I hope y'all do the same. HR, I want to talk to y'all before we go.
Good morning. My name is Sylvester DeMonte Jenkins. Sylvester DeMonte Jenkins. And I am from the HR department of DaOnes Detective Agency. It has been brought to my attention that Uno the One has not been forthcoming with you all. He brought Officer Hansy in to discuss your Munyon and checks. It was brought to my attention that you have not received it, received your Munyon and checks. For anyone that has an issue with Uno the One, the lead detective here, leave me a message in my inbox. S. DeMonte Jenkins. we will have a fair and honest practice as long as I'm in charge of HR. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for being great detectives. And make sure you're sharp when you come to work. Thank you. Good day.
Rush here this morning. Police are looking for a
The
suspect.
only detective agency capable of handling these grotesque and obscene cases. Look no further than the Ones Detective Agency, where evidence does not matter. We lock you up and figure it out later.
Hey, what's up?
The Ones Detective Agency, with your captain, Uno the One.